Chateauneuf-du-Pape directly translates to New Castle of the Pope. It also represents a famous wine appellation in the Rhone Valley of France. Hey, wait a minute. Isn't the Pope's official residence in Vatican City in Rome? If you thought that, you would be correct. So how did the Pope's wine end up in France? Well, if you ever ask yourself that question, then this video is for you. Chateauneuf-du-Pape is the most famous wine appellation in the southern Rhone Valley and one of the iconic wines of the world. Both red and white wines are produced there, but it is the rich, extracted, and age-worthy red wines that garner the most attention. Wine grapes have been planted in this region for over 2,000 years, but it was vineyards that were planted in the 14th century that gave the region its name. Pope Clement V was the reigning pope from 1305 to 1314. When he ascended to the throne of the Papal States in 1305, he inherited a politically tumultuous time for the Catholic Church. Even though the Crusades, or the Holy War between the Christians and Muslims, ended some 14 years earlier, the Knights Templars had grown both in wealth and political stature. So much so that it became a topic of contention for the ruling members of Europe, in particular King Philip IV of France. Not only did he resent the power and influence they had built, but he also was keen to take some of the riches the knights had amassed in the nearly 200-year conflict to restore the French coffers after a long war with the English. Now, Pope Clement was a religious, and although he was friendly to the King of France, politics was not his strength. King Philip took his case to the Pope, and he continued his argument until the Pope finally relented 2 years later. Despite criticism from others within the papal court, in 1307 the Pope allowed the king to arrest and charge the Grand Master of the Templars, Jacques de Molay. Molay was questioned and imprisoned. Shortly thereafter, all of the remaining Templars were arrested and ultimately burned at the stake. In 1314, to escape continued criticism for his role in this unpopular move, the Pope relocated the papal clemency to Avignon. Vineyards were planted on the property to provide wine for the papal court. 2 years later, Pope Clement died. But his successor, Pope John XXII, not only supported Pope Clement's move, but expanded the vineyard land where the quality of the wines were established and stretched far beyond the boundaries of Avignon. Today, Chateauneuf-du-Pape dominates the southern Rhone Valley. And while white and red wines are both produced in this appellation, red wines account for over 90% of the production. There are 13 grape varieties permitted to make Chateauneuf-du-Pape, but the best rely primarily on Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. The wines are aged in oak, but very little, if any, new oak is used. The bottles are also quite distinctive, as they are all embossed with the papal coat of arms. The producer here, Domaine Pégau, is one of my favorites. This is the Cuvée Reservé. It is dominated by Grenache, but it has a little bit of Syrah and Mourvedre in it too. On the nose, it displays the red and dark fruits and that telltale herbal scrub and dried flowers. On the palate, the wine comes across as quite ripe, but the tannins are a bit on the aggressive side. But it's not surprising when you consider it's a young wine. But it's absolutely delicious. Some people mistake this wine for Zinfandel or Brunello, but make no mistake, this is Chateauneuf-du-Pape. Well, there you have it. Next time someone asks you about Chateauneuf-du-Pape, you'll have a story to tell them. Now, if you like this video, I hope you'll press the like icon, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this, I hope you'll press subscribe. Until next time, peace out.